Welcome. Hello, everyone. It's great to be with you. It's another year. Happy New Year. If you haven't watched the video on my channel where I said thank you to everyone, I just want to wish you a very, very happy New Year. I did bring the bat mug, and it is lit up. And once it cools off in the post-show, I'll show it transforming, but I also have a video here on the channel. So we have lots to get done tonight in a short period of time. So for those of you guys that want a lot in a little bit of time, this will be for you, these new live streams in 2022. Let me just share the format with you after I just say welcome to those of you guys that are already in the chat. I have the chat up here. I think I've greeted Freddie, who is in first. So first place tonight, Freddie. We should do points, right? And then in the post show, whoever has the most points gets more entries into my over 1,000 subscribers live stream. Don't know exactly what we're gonna do yet. Some of you are out of the country, so we'll have to figure all that out. But there's other ways to reward you besides sending you stuff, though stuff is really cool. I like stuff. Let me know if the lips are in sync and if the audio sounds fine. I see the levels and they look good, but I just don't want it too loud or too soft for you, so let me know. So shout out to Craig. Thank you for joining us tonight, and I'm sure other people may be watching. It says there's been 6 views and 10 playbacks on YouTube. Tonight I didn't have the same issues as I did last time, but I have a challenge. As soon as the stream's done, I've got to end this one and then start another one. So if you have not put a reminder for the post show, which is going to happen now every week unless something takes place and we do a longer live. Again, lots of things coming in the post show tonight that aren't going to happen in the main show and vice versa. So thank you for attending both, and hopefully you can stay with me tonight. We have gone 2.5 hours before tonight. We're hoping to be done at about 6:15 with the post show. About 5:10 we'll be rolling the already rolling the outro for this live tonight. And I know that many of you are thinking, how can Keith stay on time? I got a clock right there. I have 2 alarms set in my phone. So shout out to Conjoling Technologies for being here. And then I don't know how to say this. It says LT Allen. So LTAK Allen. So hello, Keith. Happy New Year. I don't think I've seen you on the live stream before. So let us know where you're from. And if you want to stay anonymous, then just stay anonymous. I do have a couple features set tonight. You have to be subscribed to chat. You don't have to be subscribed to watch or be a part of the live stream. But if you want to chat with me, you do need to be a subscriber. Part of that is some of our live streams are really big. Some of them aren't super big. I'm just trying to maintain a little bit better control over the chat. Mainly just me making sure I'm communicating in the midst of what we're doing here live in the live. So again, and then I think I said hi, Craig. Again, I said, yeah, I did. I see Tony from Quick Tech Solution is in tonight. Tony, it's great to see you. Happy New Year. I'd love to get an update on the new studio. I saw your post, but I've been so crazy busy. I don't know if there's anything else going on there with your new studio, but congratulations on that new thing. So guys, go check out his channel. And then Camille, you are in tonight. Hi from the Netherlands. Wow, that's really cool. I don't know what time it is there. It is 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time in the afternoon when we go live. I do understand people are tuning in around the world. Some places I'm sure they're not because it's in the middle of the night, but they can always tune in after. But the chat is really the cool thing, and being able to let you guys know how much I appreciate you being in here. So again, that's who's in right now. I just wanted to say shout out to everybody, and thank you so much for joining me. Just again to tell you where we're headed, we're going to talk about budget-friendly live streaming equipment, and we've touched on this here and there, but tonight I want to kind of do a little bit of deep dive into that. We will then talk a little bit more about it in the post show if we need to, but I do have some other things for the post show. So the post show is for a number of things. Number one, give people a little bit more long longer live stream. If they want to join that post show, it's going to be self-contained. It'll have its own playlist here on my channel eventually. Right now, it's just going to sit in the live playlist until people get aware of that, and then I'll have a separate post-show playlist here on the YouTube channel. So I hope that you'll subscribe and like and ring the bell if you want more videos. I am working on a video right now, so hopefully we'll get that out in the next couple weeks. Also, I'm getting busy. I've actually have a trip hopefully this weekend or this week to go help a facility with their live streaming gear and maybe get some things updated. They're already live streaming, but they need some assistance, and so I'm hoping to do that. So again, welcome tonight. Our topic of choice for this first half of tonight's live stream, which is the live show, will be budget tech solutions. And I was thinking about this today. I have a couple cameras fired up here, and so you don't have to literally buy a lot of gear. You could stream from an iPad. I have Mix Effects open right now on here, but I've streamed from iPads before. I have streamed from my phone. You can actually tether your phone. And so there are lots of ways to keep the budget down and still have quality. In fact, the new iPhones, I just upgraded, so my phone will be here in a couple days. My wife already has hers. So mine will be the same size of this that I've had now for a couple years. This is the last gen, and I'll have the new gen. And I'll have one extra lens, in my camera now. I had that option a while back. My phone was set on top of my SUV when I was loading it, and I forgot to take my phone down. So that phone bit the dust on an exit and is no more. I was able to track it before the battery ran out and find exactly where it fell off the top of my vehicle. But iPhones, iPads are a option. Other devices, you don't have to be just iOS. You could be a Google or Android device, and that's perfectly fine as well. And there's apps that will work on your phone as well for you to then use your phone as a camera and then be able to tether it to a computer. And obviously you need an adapter, and I've busted this thing out in the past. I'll do it again. It was in our picture. This is a Cam Link by Elgato, and it's just basically HDMI to USB. Now, they are well known and they work. During COVID last year, a little bit before last year, you couldn't find any of these, and if you did, they were twice the price. But now you can pick these up usually, and they're somewhere around $100 US. And so this will then let you use the Elgato software, and then you can stream directly from there. A lot of gamers have used these. I can stream 4K from my EOS R into this. I don't stream 4K, but I could. So this is a very budget-friendly way to live stream. And so if you've used one of these, let me know in the chat. I've had it here. This has basically been retired. It's a backup for me if I ever want to tether. And if you don't know about tethering, you can then get an HDMI. I don't have mine out here tonight, but you can get your HDMI to Lightning, or now you have to buy one HDMI to USB-C for some phones out there. But for Apple phones, you can just buy that HDMI to Lightning adapter, and I would recommend that you get an approved one because there's a lot out there on Amazon and they don't work. And there's a lot of manufacturers that make things like these, so be very careful. I do try to stay, for this higher end stuff, main brand, things that I know are going to get updates that have software support. But that doesn't always mean that you're going to get really, really good quality. One camera that many of us are familiar with, I'm just going to get in OBS here and share my screen. Let's just go in here. And let's see. How about me and my desktop and me. So next to me, you can actually see, now it's frozen because I'm trying to do two things with it. But this is actually my Logitech camera, and these have been around for a long time. And there's lots of different versions of these smaller Logitech cameras. So I'm not going to go into model numbers right now, but I will have a link later tonight in the description. And you can get into those web cameras. I have people that I've consulted with that just wanted a basic way to stream, and they only had a 720p camera on their actual device, like their laptop. And so I have a 720p camera on my laptop, which is live right now because it's opened in OBS, and so the light comes on just like my other cameras are detected by OBS. And if you don't know what OBS is on the screen, this is a free software that you can get off the web. You can download it. You can create playlists. You can play videos. And this works really good. That camera is not live right now. It's frozen for whatever reason. But I have the Logitech camera right above my head. I tested this before the live stream, but obviously something's always going to have a glitch. But OBS is a great tool. In fact, the facility that I'm possibly going to in the next couple of days, are still trying to work out the details. They actually have high-end Blackmagic cameras, but believe it or not, they are streaming through OBS. They are recording and streaming to restream on OBS, which is quite interesting. And so we're gonna, my goal is to get up there, take a look at that. They've been having some lip sync issues recently, so we're gonna work on that and see what we can solve. And we may go completely away from OBS for that particular facility because they're doing 6 cameras and they have 2 different devices that they mix from. They have a Blackmagic device and then another brand that I'm not super familiar with, but there's lots of video switchers out there and have been around for a long time. And a lot of these facilities have had cameras and have had recordings for a long time, but now that they're streaming, they just do that integration thing and get up and running. They don't want to spend a lot of extra money, and they discover OBS, which is a great piece of software. I even brought Adam Tao on my show through Video Ninja, which is a freeware that you can use with OBS. I heard a rumor that they may have been purchased by OBS. I don't know. We'll have to look into that. If you know the answer to that, then comment in the chat. So OBS is a way to bring in web cameras, or you could also use your cam link. And so I could go into a Zoom call by using this. And a cam link is designed to go from a real HDMI camera. So obviously, if you have a web camera, it's already USB. You don't need one of these. So this is $100 you don't have to spend. If you buy a $100 webcam, or you spend $200 on the face cam, and the face cam is live here. So let's cut to it here in SuperSource. Let me go in here. Oh, Adam's gonna get mad at me if I do it the long way. Let's see, go here. I'm actually using Mix Effects, and I can change what's going into box number 2. So if I go into box number 2 here, and I want channel 3, this is the face cam, and I really wanted you guys to see the face cam. So let's see, it's up here, and it's kind of my over-the-shoulder shot I use when I'm doing training here on the desk. I told you guys when I got the face cam that I invested in it because, number one, I like it. It's made out of plastic. It's got a pretty decent picture, even though it has no autofocus. It's just a great over-the-shoulder cam to give people an idea of the room. I have friends online that use a GoPro to do that. You could also use like a DJI action camera, but you'd have to get some software to help you use it like a GoPro. And a lot of the new cameras have the ability, and even some of these portable cameras have the ability to come HDMI out. And that means that you could go into a mixer. So anyway, so that's one camera. And so you can see the face cam side by side with the Canon 5D Mark IV, which is what I normally stream on. And I'm fond of this camera, even though right here I have an EOS R with a monitor facing to me, and you can see it over my shoulder. So I actually have the little fold out monitor screen, but I also have a confidence monitor above it, so I don't need that. And it'll do 4K out of the HDMI. So it really depends on what you're trying to accomplish, but I just want to review by saying you don't have to spend a ton of money. You can get something as simple as a webcam, or you could take if you have a camera that doesn't turn off. We've talked about my Canon 5D Mark III up here, and I can cut to it. Shooting down on my desk, this camera will time out here well before we're done tonight because it times out in about 29 minutes, and I flipped it on right about the same time I started the intro video. So we only have about maybe 8 minutes left, and that's going to time out. So I rarely stay on that camera. So I normally will have this camera, which is the face cam, which is great. It's $200. It came out by Elgato, and it doesn't have autofocus, but it has a really good Sony chip that's used in some of the higher end security cameras. And so if you're looking for a camera that is USB 3.0 to plug into your Mac or plug into your PC, then the face cam could be an option as well. But it is a $200 investment. So now you've gone up to these web cameras by Logitech that you can get in a lot cheaper. Let's see if we can get this thing working so you guys can see this picture. Let me deactivate it and reactivate it here. There we go. And then I'm going to go full screen. Let's see. And then let's cut back to that. So now that is the Elgato camera. So Elgato, Logitech. I'm just getting so confused. There's cameras everywhere. Are you watching me? Okay. So, I even have a camera on my laptop, and I closed my little plastic cover. So Logitech camera up there, and then this is the face cam over the camera shot. And so they're not side by side straight on me. I do have a video that I'm planning on playing in the post show tonight. I don't think we're going to have time in this show because I want to have times for Q&A, and I want to cover a few more things. But so face cam, $200. Logitech cameras, you can get into those pretty inexpensive. Some of the new computers have higher end cameras. They're not 720p anymore. I would not recommend streaming from a 720p camera if you can get like a Logitech C920 like I have in the studio, and there's a bunch of different letters behind that now because they've done updates. But it's an okay camera. It looks decent. You're seeing the face cam now. Back to that Logitech camera. So I can wave at it. And again, I didn't go in and really tweak the settings tonight to try to make the pictures look great. The video I did, I adjusted the face cam, I adjusted the Logitech camera. We tried to do that live back when we unboxed the face cam, but it did not go very well. So anyway, so you have a cheap option if you want it, and cheap really isn't the right terminology. I apologize. Some of these cameras are quality for the money that you're going to invest. It's just budget friendly. So that takes care of video, entry-level video, and we already talked about there's new tools that just came out on the market. By the way, I do have my action camera here. Let's cut the camera one, and I'll drop this here on the screen. Let's go to this. So here is my action camera, and I have it in a case. This is a case that actually has a mount, and hopefully you guys can see that. I can raise this light up just a little bit here. So I have it in a case, so I can pop it out of this case real quick. And so there's my action camera. So it is now on, watching you, watching me, watching us. And so there's the little monitor. And what's nice about this, and I think this is really cool feature, is I can hit this little button on the side. And normally it flips. Let's see, try it again. There we go. So it makes a little sound and it switches. So if you're going to use this, you can actually stream now from the DJI Mimo app on your phone. Now again, a camera like this is going to have some latency, and so you're going to definitely want to have a microphone attached to the camera so your audio is in sync. But again, you can stream from this device. I also have the version 1 of the DJI Mobile, and it's literally about this much bigger than this little cam link, and it's got a gimbal on it, and it'll actually follow your face, and you can put your phone attached to it and use your phone as a monitor. Where this has a real tiny monitor that you can see right here on the screen, and it's shooting my desk as you see it. And so I'll turn that off. So again, I have the case because this has to be used with like GoPro equipment, like attachments. So you buy a DJI case, and then it has the ability to do the little screw-in GoPro attachment. And I have a whole kit of those. I can put them on a handlebars. I can put them on a suction cup. And again, I do a lot of footage. And if you come to the post show, you're going to see a time lapse that I shot with my son, that I shot with this little DJI Action. It's not a GoPro, it's a DJI Action. And again, DJI makes a lot of cool equipment, some cool drones, and that's an option for you as well. And that's here on the desk. Now that's not inexpensive, so you can check on the new prices. There is a version 2 out that looks nothing like this that came out, and I do not own one of those, and I have no intention right now of adding that to my equipment list. But you never know. I like this case because I can put filters on the front. And then I have a lens cover just to protect it. And I can put this on a regular tripod mount, or I have the little feet from the bottom of my DJI Ronin S. I have 2 sets, one metal set and one carbon fiber set. And so I can use those and just set this on a shelf somewhere, or I can mount it in the other case and use it, but that's enough on that little device. So obviously you have to deal with audio. We're gonna touch base on audio here in a minute, but you also have to deal with lights. So I have 5 of these little Aperture MCs. They have an app that you can use in your phone. It's called Sidus Link. If you have old Aperture lights, they have a new hub that you can get. So the Link app will run all these newer lights and the older lights. And Aperture has some great lights. They're very well known. These are my first Aperture lights. I have some Godox. I have some great Video Maker. I have a bunch of lights, but I did not have any Apertures until now. And I have 5 of these, and I've built a case. The goal is to get to 8 of these for my case, and these are great because you can use them in a music video. You can use them just to create lights in the background. You can drop them into vases. You can drop them into baskets. You can put them behind chairs, throwing some light on the wall. I can put them on my shelf, and I have some on my shelf tonight behind me, lighting things up, and they're just great. So I can put them around and add some lights to the live stream or use them at a shoot, and they're a great tool. And they're under $100. And then you have these light bulbs by Aperture as well. And they will actually, you can put these in a lamp, and then you can control the color temperature. So if you go into a house for a shoot, or you want to use this for your own live stream, and you have a lamp, then you actually can get really good color temperature, and it doesn't have any of the problems that you're going to see with more inexpensive lights. Now, these aren't inexpensive. They have a battery in them, so you can see I can use it this way, or I can use it in a lamp. And they also are multicolor RGB, so not only can you get any color in the white spectrum, right, daylight to tungsten, you can also get color lights. And so it's a great little light, and you can see how bright it gets. So you could use this as your main light as well, your key light, and then you could use a window or something on the side to fill in your image when you're live streaming. So not only do you need to have a budget for a video device, right, either a camera, USB, or HDMI camera, and there's even SDI cameras that are out there, more professional or prosumer, but these are a great solution. Now these are dropped in price. I've seen these as low as $68, $69. And if I had to choose between this and an MC light, I would get another MC light. And I just added number 5 to my set. But I want more of these, so when I go into a shoot, and it happens all the time, I want to go and shoot a promo video in someone's living room. I want to pull their bulbs out, put this in, and I want to set the temperature to my other lights. And I normally carry daylight balanced lights. I do have a set of great Video Maker 50R RSs that hang on that Manfrotto pole back there, and they are bicolor, but they're really just to add light on that back wall. They're not designed for going to shoots. I have higher end lights, and they're almost all daylight balanced. So I need something to balance that light just to keep the the final look of the video the way I want it and not have some weird color issues with white balance. And if you don't know anything about white balance, we will be talking about some of that stuff in the post shows coming up after January. So keep that in mind. And so if you have something you'd like to have me cover in the post show, let me know. We'll talk more about that before we're done tonight. But I want to finish talking about these tools that you can use. So lights. Also, I have the Elgato Lights, and I think I have a slide here. So let's change to a different macro here. Let's see, what do we got here? Let's try this. There we go. So there you have, that's the still image for the post show, and you'll find that right here on the YouTube channel. And that's going to happen at 5:15. We're going to roll the intro video at 5:10, as close as we can get to that. I do have to end this show after the outro plays before I can launch that show. So I'm going to drop another still image in here. And let's see, where are you? Right here. And this is a plethora of devices. There's the word for tonight. So you can see a whole bunch of devices on there. On the top row, you can see you've got the iPhone using the, man, I can't see it. Filmic Pro app, so tiny on my 5-inch monitor. Next to that, you have the ATEM Mini, and the ATEM Mini is still a great streaming device. I think it's around $300 now. You can find them even less expensive if you shop used. But it's a great device. It doesn't encode. It doesn't stream from inside of it. But if you upgrade to the Pro, then you will have encoding and you will have streaming ability. But what's really cool about the Mini is this gives you the ability to have one camera. The Mini actually has converters built into it. So if you plug your PC in, you plug a Sony camera in, you plug a Canon camera in, you plug an Apple TV into it because you want to cast your phone as another camera in your live streams, it's going to automatically adjust for those. You don't have to buy expensive converters unless you have something like a HyperDeck older model that only has SDI outs. And then if you want to do key channel, you would have to come SDI out and convert it. But you could go to an ATEM Mini and now add a number of devices. And so you could, if you could find some inexpensive cameras or an inexpensive Apple TV, and then your computer you already have, there's two inputs, right? Apple TV could be your phone or your iPad tethered. So you could be showing your iPad if you wanted to talk about mix effects or something on your YouTube channel, or you could even use a drawing app, and then you could have your PC to show your desktop. Then you could have your main camera, and then somehow add another camera to it. And now you have 4 cameras. And then if you go from the ATEM Mini to the Pro, you're spending more money, but they've dropped the price, and it will encode, and it will do multi-view out, and it will also do USB out to a device, and you can record to an SSD drive. And so in reality, when you think about the cost of the ATEM Mini or the Mini Pro, it starts to become very effective because you've got the ability in a Pro to encode. You can stream from it. That means that you don't have to have a PC if you don't want to. You can save your settings inside the ATEM, take it out to your backyard, plug it into your Ethernet port on a long cable, hook your camera up, and you could stream from your backyard without a PC because your settings would be in there already, and you could just switch between cameras or have your PC out there and use it as another input. So on the top row, you also have the Yolo Box. That's the old version. The Yolo Box is really cool. I've never had one, but I've watched lots of hours of videos on it. I've considered it as a device for being remote, but it's got lots of cool features. You can plug a USB camera into the original version. You have 2 HDMI inputs. You can actually play videos from an SD card. It has a ability to stream to multiple locations if you use their streaming software. And you also can actually monitor your stream, even though you'd have to touch a screen. It's a touch screen, and it's a self-contained device that all you have to do is get it tethered and get it live, and you can stream from it just like you can stream from a smartphone. You can stream from it. And remember the new ATEM updates gave the ability to actually tether your phone to the USB-C port. And instead of recording to a disk, you can use the SD or the USB-C out as a webcam, or you could use it as a streaming tethered device to your phone and use your phone for streaming. So you'd probably set the streaming to very low, but you could still go live tethered to a phone in an emergency. And that is a real cool thing. Say the power goes out and you lose your network and you still want to go live. Technically, I could hook up to my phone, get power to my ATEM Mini Pro and my HyperDeck, and actually go live by tethering. I've never done it, but theoretically it's possible. So not going to cover all of these things, but I wanted to say audio is important too. So you can buy like a Lav Plus mic by Rode. And we've already talked about my video I have coming out is an in-depth look at this new device. This is the AI Micro. This is actually a audio interface. And it will work with lav mics, and you can adapt regular mics like this. Dynamic microphone could be adapted and plugged right into this. This plugs into your iPhone, your Android phone, or your PC. And if you plug it into your PC or Macintosh, you can use the Connect software, and it's even more powerful. It has the ability to do things like only the Rodecaster Pro can do in Rode's devices, and that is you can play soundtracks from it, you can record the tracks to it, you can split it, you can stereo it, you can even use your portable shotgun microphones that most people mount to the top of their cameras. So again, if you're going to go DSLR for your live stream, you could use a little shotgun microphone, but you can also plug that shot microphone into here and use it for Zoom calls. And just use your phone or whatever, and you could use this as your interface for audio, and you could do a podcast with it. Again, it's a great device, and I just dropped it on the floor, and I'm not going to look for it. So, and it comes with adapters for all the different devices from Lightning to USB-C, even USB-C to USB-C, Lightning to USB-C, and then also to regular USB outputs. So this is the pod mic by Rode. It's $100. This is a great sounding mic. And again, for $100, it's very well built. You can buy a stand like this for about $30 or buy kits from like BSW. They're out of Washington, I believe. They're kind of a radio company, and they do a lot of kits. They even do kits with the Rodecaster Pro, which we're not going to talk much about tonight because it's a lot more than a budget-friendly device, even though I would make it as a recommendation to use it as your main audio device. So lights, you also have the Key Lights by Elgato, and that's what you see me using here on the desk. And then I have my bigger light here because we're going to turn around and talk here in just a few minutes, and I wanted light on me when I turn to this other camera here shortly. So lots of things on here from OBS. That's what that little logo is. It looks like a wagon wheel. Again, that's free online, so check that out. I showed you my screen with OBS on it. And I'm actually, my webcam is coming into OBS, and then I have it full screen, and then I'm using that desktop as that camera so I can cut back to that. In fact, I think if I'm still live here, let me go like this. I can cut to this view. Where are you? So now I have me and this camera, and both of those cameras are live. And both of those USB cameras, the face cam, and you know the face cam is this camera right here, and the Logitech camera is this camera right there. They are both coming through OBS. One is coming through my PC, which is right here, and that's the face cam, because it needs a good, clean USB 3.0 signal, so you don't want to use a lot of these in one PC. But if you're going to have multiple cameras, then you can run another one. I have another one going through my hub in my laptop, and that's this camera right here is going through my laptop, and the face cam is going through my PC. And I can bring them both on the air at the same time by using two inputs, one for PC and one for laptop. And that's why I'm saying if you want to have multiple cameras in your show, something besides just your desktop, and I can bring my desktop on now. I can right click and close full screen in OBS. There's OBS right there. I can close that, watch what happens. And now I have Word open on my desktop. So it's that simple. So I'm just using OBS, which is free. And that's exactly what this large venue is using with all their high-end cameras and all their high-end gear and their high-end sound equipment. They are feeding that into their Macintosh, into OBS, and they are streaming directly to Restream from OBS. At the same time, they hit the record button in OBS, and they're recording that live event on their hard drive. And it's amazing that that software is free, and you can download it tonight and start playing with it and using it. And there's lots and lots of tutorials out there online for that. Now, 25 minutes, I've covered almost everything, though I do want to get back to, where are you? Lots of macros tonight. Okay, so let me change the inputs on this. Oh, let's see. Let's do this one instead. So I wanted to just say tonight in the post show, I'm going to actually talk about Boba Fett. Why am I bringing up Boba Fett? You're going to accuse me of clickbaiting my audience. But my family's kind of been Star Wars fans for a long time. This is part of the reason why I'm doing the post show. I don't get a chance to talk about some of these things, things that I do to interact with my kids that spill over into their passion and my passion. And so we kind of meet in the middle. And sometimes it's something creative, like putting together a Lego. Now, I've not, other than when my kids were young, did I do any Legos, but this was a gift for me for Christmas. My youngest son decided that Boba Fett series was coming out, and he knows that I'm a fan of that character from the Star Wars universe. And of course, he died in the Return of the Jedi. And in reality, so I don't know how he can have a series after that. You'll have to watch episode 1 to figure that out. But we're going to talk about that in the post show. But again, this is just one thing we're going to talk about in the post shows, and things that are behind the scenes that I've been doing with my kids. Some of it will have to do with technology. Some of it would have to do with things that we're doing together using technology. Like tonight, you're going to see a time lapse of us putting that together. And so that's how the two are blending. I'm trying to encourage my son to do things like that with his hobbies and share it with other people in his world. And you can do that through tools. And we're actually going to demo the DJI action camera doing a time lapse. And you guys are going to see that mixed with some iPhone footage and still images shot on the iPhone in portrait mode. And so we'll talk about that in the post show. But that's not why I put that still up there. It just happens to be set to give me a chance to talk about that. What I want to do again is, where are you? I'm going to bring this back up again. So you also have on this picture on the bottom right-hand corner, the Elgato Key Lights. There's also Elgato Key Light Air. And what I love about these lights is they look really good. They have some soft filter built into them. You could also add a pop-up softbox to it. But they work with the Elgato Stream Deck. And you can see the Stream Deck in the picture, the little baby one there right below the ATEM Mini. And that is it's under $100. So you could have that and an Elgato Key Light Air or a Key Light, and that could be your main light. And you can actually control OBS from that Stream Deck. You could have a go live button. You could have a play a video button. You could have a cut button. You could have pages with that. So the smallest Stream Deck with the software that comes with Elgato in your PC or your Macintosh, then you could actually have the key lights, and they can be turned off and on. You can change the color temperature, and the Elgato Key Light Air is about half as bright as the Elgato Key Light. And I want you to know, again, that's budget friendly. You can go to places like here in the States, like Best Buy, and pick up a Cam Link. You can pick up the Elgato microphones, the Wave microphones. And by the way, the new Wave interface will let you plug in an XLR microphone And everybody that has one of these is saying that the software that goes with that little Wave device from DJI, I think it's a Wave device. You'll have to look up DJI's website. You can actually plug in a regular XLR cable. Like this has got my tethered wireless adapter to it because I'm going to use this in the post show if the battery doesn't die. So I have now a wireless microphone, but you could use a regular XLR cable on this and plug it directly in there. So you could use a traditional microphone that you could buy at your music store. You don't have to buy a 3.5 millimeter mic. You could get those devices that plug into your PC and plug a regular XLR cable into it. And that way, then you could add some wireless devices like this that people have. Some people in churches, some people that do recording music or have studios already have these devices. So why not buy that Wave device, plug it in USB into your PC, plug a wireless adapter, and now you have a wireless microphone that you can move to a different table when you're not using it on the main table. And you could use an XLR microphone when you're sitting here at your desk. But when you want to go someplace else, you have a mobile microphone, and I'm going to just carry this around later. So again, on that page, just on that page, you have the new Sony camera ZV-1, which is really popular right now. It's got a built-in lens, and a lot of people are using it to stream. The technology is advanced now, so take a look at that. You see the little DJI mobile in the picture. You can see my action camera in the picture. You can see this light bulb from Aperture on there. You can see the little MC light on there. And so if you want to snap a picture of this still and ask me any questions about any of these devices in the chat later or reach out to me, I would be happy to communicate with you about these devices even after the live shows as time allows. And I have people reaching out to me even before live tonight asking me questions about the HyperDeck, how to get it working. And so I'm cool with that. So anyway, so that is kind of the list of tech. My alarm is going to ring here any second. So I've been working really hard not to have the alarm beat me, but to beat my alarm. So let me look here in the chat. Let's turn this alarm off here real quick. And alarm clock is about to go off. We'll delete that one. So I have another one at 5:05 set on my smartphone. So let's look at the chat and see. I know I've been talking for a while. I apologize. If you just joined and you're watching and you haven't said anything in the chat, please say hi. And let's see if you guys have any questions here in the chat. I see Stop and Think is in the house. Cool to have you. Thanks for dropping in. Crushing with Ken or Cruising with Ken or Crushing with Ken. Ken and I have worked together in the past. It's great to see you, Ken. I just read it wrong. I apologize. So it's good to have you here. And I think I said hi to Tony and Conjoling Technologies. So let's just kind of look here at the question. So Tony says, studio's coming along, not finished just yet. Installed the sound panels and a wall mount boom arm for the top-down camera. That's cool. I can't wait to get your tour whenever you do that. So please let me know. Let's see. We already said hi from the Netherlands. Our new guest tonight is from South Dakota / California. And I'm just going back here. It's LT Allen, I believe. So I gave you a shout out earlier, but now we know where you're from. 5D Mark III, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Actually, let's see if that thing died here. Yeah, and it's already shut off again. And I've done everything I can to fix that thing. But I found no solutions to keep that thing on for longer than 29 minutes. So I don't think that was a question, but I have to comment on that camera. I want to replace that with something like a Sony ZV-1, just as a straight down on my desk camera. So we'll see. I haven't finished my research on that. Let's see. Are you cloud lifting with the SM7B? This is, I know I'm jumping around. This is from Freddie. No, I'm not cloud lifting. Though, rumor has it that this microphone will sound better with the cloud lifter, but I still have 6 or 7 dB left over of gain when I'm really making it hot. I would have a lot more gain if I did use a cloud lifter or something like it. And there's cheaper brands out there than a cloud lifter. If you don't know what a cloud lifter is, it's an inline device to raise the gain. So microphones like the SM7B by Shure are very popular microphones, but they don't necessarily perform super well. So if you guys are done not asking questions about that list, I will take it down and go full screen. I love that. Conjoling says, watching you, watching me, sweet Carolina. I think you should wear a GoPro so we can see what you see. Well, you got most of it with the Skycam here, right? So if you want to see what I'm seeing, again, I'm going into SuperSource here and I guess it's going the long route right now. That camera is still live, is it not? What did I do here? Oh, let's switch back to it. So you guys can see camera 2. You can see what I see. If I switch those cameras, then you pretty well can see the whole desk. And once we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a tour. So I will have a mobile camera with me, and I'll be walking around and answering questions about devices in my studio for that live stream. It will not be a regular Tuesday live. It will be a long live for people that want to be a part of the tour. And I'm going to break down this room, also go into my garage where I have more stuff. And can do some stuff out there as well. And hopefully it'll be warmer. Right now it's super, super cold in my garage, but I do have some heaters that I can turn on. Did you say Sinustus Link? It's Sidus Link, I think is how it's pronounced. It's by Aperture, and it's a phone app. And on your phone, I'm going to lose chat here for a minute. You're probably just making fun of what I said, but it looks like this, so I can bring up my lights. It's attaching to those MC lights that are lit up right now. And so the Sidus Link is open. I do not have this tethered tonight. So let me try to get that closer on the screen. So I can actually bring those lights behind me up and down. And hopefully you can see those lights going up and down in light. So that is the app. And again, it's free. You just download it, tether your lights, and you're ready to go. And I use those just to add some light to my shelf. Okay, so we'll talk about Ratso here in a minute. I'm going to table that question just because I can, and I did. So let's see. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Conjoling, for saying hero. I don't know if I qualify for a hero, but I'll take it if you guys say it. Hit the like button. Yeah, I don't need to talk about that, but that helps the algorithm. I appreciate it. There's software that bypasses the Canon 30 minutes time limit. Can't think of the name of it. Sorry. Well, great. Come on, man. Don't leave me hanging, Tony. You're going to help me get out of that dilemma with my Canon 5D Mark III. That you then go to hero status in my world. So Conjoling is saying he wasn't teasing me, giving me a hard time, which is perfectly fine. I appreciate that, but he was just not understanding what it is. It's called Sidus Link, and if you own older Aperture lights, the newer ones will link with the app, which is really cool. So you could go on a shoot and adjust all of that stuff from your phone. Well, people wanted something for the older lights, and they created a tethered tool that has the old technology and also broadcasts the new technology so that you can use it with the app. So the older Aperture lights now become controllable with the app, which I think is really cool. And to be honest with you, the MC lights caught my attention because of the app, because I am trying to be mobile and not have to get up and switch lights. And I have an issue with my great video maker lights that hang on the Manfrotto auto pull. I can't ever get their mobile app to work. And so don't be surprised if those go in a mobile kit for filler lights for me, and I have new lights on there by this time next year, because I want something that I can control from my desk, change colors if I want to. In between the live show and the post show, that would be great. So, so any other questions on budget live streaming? Again, you could live stream from your PC and the camera on your PC, but most of those are 720p. Let's go back to macros here. And will this work? Yeah, me and a logo. Hey, I'm bigger now. I apologize for that. Some of you are like shocked at how big I just got. So let's just pause. So last week I had an epic fail because of the delayed live. I couldn't show you the color changing effect. So I think I still have hot enough water in here. I actually have a thermos mug. It's had a chance to cool for 40 minutes right now, 45 minutes. I boiled it right before the live stream. Get my garbage can out here. This was a part of the Q&A, so I'm answering it from the other day. There you go. And it's changing before your eyes. Takes a few seconds, wait for it. So I'm into warm drink, right? Coffee, tea, sometimes hot chocolate, sometimes just hot water. I mean, I have drank just hot water before, but I love the fact that when I got this out of my stocking, we opened stockings on the 25th, and inside my stocking, I think it was my stocking, was a mug for my wife, and I looked at it and I was kind of disappointed because most of you guys know I'm into Batman. Surprise, surprise. And well, let me show you the logo side. And it was just black and white. And I thought, well, of all the cups, didn't say anything to my wife. And then at some point on December 25th, I went over to the coffee pot, rinsed out my new cup because I was going to drink out of my cup. It was one of the things I was really excited about getting. It's amazing how sometimes the simple things mean the most. And guess what? That coffee was in there. I'm walking away, and all of a sudden I looked down, and I was shocked because just the word Batman now was surrounded with the skyline scene in the bat signal, which is really cool. And then this had the color in it, and of course, that sent me to the moon and back. And so let me entice you just a second. Let's do, I created this macro for a reason, and I want to show this off to you guys. So let's go to this shot. So what this does, switches over the camera. Now I changed what's in this particular camera because I wanted to turn around right here, put my garbage can back. I'll get back to your questions in a minute, but my microphone will turn around. And let me grab this. This came in the mail today. I want to show this to you guys. Sorry, I keep looking at the wrong camera. Where are you guys again? Are you over? You're not over there. And so you can also see the older shoulder shot. But this is a book about the history of the Batman TV series. And we're going to open this in the post show. Why? Because I can. And I'm going to talk just a little bit about why I bought this. People come to my studio. So this is going to be a table conversation piece. And I deal with a lot of people that are kind of my age. And I'm obviously super young. And so if you're wondering, yeah, so don't worry about it. I'm 60. So did I just say that on camera? I did. So this just gives us conversation. Plus I'm a fan and I want it on the shelf in here. And so we're going to open that in the post show as well as talk about Boba Fett, look at a time lapse. So make sure you join me for the bonus show. So again, I'm going to turn some pages in that book in the next show, and you're going to have ability to look at it from 3 different ways. And again, now if I go into OBS, right click on the program screen. And what you have here is you have on the left below this camera, on the left is preview. So when you're doing a traditional studio mode in OBS, you have what's ready to play on the left, which is preview. And then you have what's program, which is what you're seeing live. So you're seeing 3 little windows in program view right now. And in this window, it's just my camera. If I right click on it inside OBS, inside this window, it gives me an option of where I want to go full screen, and I have more than one monitor. So if I want you guys to see it from my desktop, then I'm going to go over here, go full screen, and then I'm going to click on my desktop. I can also go full screen on my BenQ monitor, which is great for me, but you guys can't see it. So I'm going to go full screen on my desktop, and pow. Now my web camera, which is my Logitech camera, is now live for the show, and it's full screen. And that's how you can use OBS again and broadcast live from it. And that could be my main camera if I wanted it to be my main camera. So that is input number 4, which is my desktop. So I'm going to cut to it right now, do a dissolve. And so now that's my main camera. So if I want to talk to you guys, then I've got to turn around and go like this. And obviously there's going to be probably some frame delay because I am not synced with that camera. And then I can cut right back to Super Source and be right back in this view. So this view is going to be in the post show. So we can open this up, set it on the desk, and I'm going to have camera views of it so you guys can see me turn pages, because I can also bring up my overhead camera, which is my Canon 5D Mark III, which let's see if it's went out. There it is. So you're going to be able to see me turn some pages in the post show. So I hope you're excited for that. I know some of you are just jumping up and down with excitement. So now in the post show, Ratso, right? If you have been on my live streams, Ratso is a friend of mine. He happens to be a rat. He's a street rat. He was designed by the same person who made Jeff Dunham's Peanut puppet years ago. I think he has them made now himself, but years ago, Peanut was made by a Muppet person who worked with the Muppets, Jim Henson's team, and so started her own company called Matt Puppets and passed away now, and I believe her daughter's running the company. And anyway, Ratso was a design that I came up with. I used to travel as a ventriloquist. I used to do children's programs and all that in my past, adults, all ages, camps, retreats. Sometimes I was just speaking, and other times I was actually speaking with these puppets. So Ratso's actually going to be a co-host this year. We're going to talk about that next week in the live, and you guys are going to have input on how you would want Ratso to appear. So if you want him to appear from right here at the desk, or if you want him to appear back here and us to do a little short set in the live shows periodically, if you want him to co-host with me specifically where we have a conversation about tech support, you guys are going to have some say-so in that, and we're going to together write out some ideas, your ideas and my ideas, and I am going to then put that show together here before springtime. And we should have Ratso with us very, very soon. So, and he's not the only little guy I have, but again, I don't do a lot of ventriloquism anymore. But Ratso is just a very, very important piece right now with the history of what happened with Matt Puppets. It's actually a collector's thing now. And at one point, I actually considered donated it to the Ventriloquist Museum, but I'm not done using Ratso. My grandkids and all of that would be disappointed. So Ratso is going to be in the post show. So we got 5 more minutes before we got to go tonight. I've talked to you about why we're doing the post show. We're going to do it to cover more tech, some more Q&A, some behind the scene things that I get a chance to do with my family. I don't share a lot here on the live stream because we're always talking about tech, and there's plenty of that to talk about. And that's why many of you guys have joined this live. But the post show will have some of that. It'll also have some of the other stuff that go on in behind the scenes of my world. I'm going to answer more questions about my personal world in that second live stream because it has more to do with that live stream than this one. This has more to do with the tech and what I'm running in here, and that's where most of the questions come, with the exception of Ratso is one of those questions that came from my other part of my world right from this live stream, and that motivated me to have him show up as a co-host in the post show. So not today, but he will be showing up, and we'll be talking about that at depth next week in the post show. So stay tuned for that. And let's see if we have any other questions. The software from Tony is called Sparko Cam. I'm writing that down right now. Spark. Huh. Cam. Between Tony and Keith, we almost go back to 1800s. Wow, thank you. 60 plus. Okay, you guys do the math. Thank you for that, Tony. Let's see. Sidus Link app. Yeah, SIDUS. Thank you, Freddie, for clarifying that. You realize we have a drinking game here for every time you say 5D Mark III. Wow, a night? I'm not going to say it anymore because I don't want you guys to drink that much. And that would be horrible. There's another part of me that says I'm going to say it a number. No, just kidding. So, wait, no, Ratso tonight. I cleaned my schedule tonight so I could, you know what? Of course, we know that Ratso is your favorite idea. And so I have, just so you know, the reason Ratso is not here tonight is I'll have probably 20 or 30 hours of re-warming up that part of my vocal cords because his voice is very raspy, very edgy, and I have not used that part of my vocal cords for forever, and it would tear up my vocal cords if I did it for more than 20 or 30 seconds. So I've been warming up that voice, and so as soon as I get that warm enough, then he'll officially show up, because if he doesn't talk like last time, you guys will be super disappointed. Plus, you know, I guess I keep you hanging, but next week we'll be talking about it. He might be in the box here next week. So, and he might not, but he's agreed to be on the show, which we've made progress. And now he just wants to be able to talk. So that's on me. His lips move great. My lips don't move. So you guys figure it out. Hey, Force Online. Thanks for joining me. No Ratso, but he will be a conversation next week in the post show. So he will be co-hosting, I said, this next year. And so we have some work to do, but you guys can be a part of the discussion next week in the post show. He wouldn't be in this segment anyway. He would be co-hosting the next segment when he does show up. The post show is where Ratso is going to show up, not in my main live stream at 4 o'clock. So if you're a Ratso fan, just set your clock for the late show. Okay. We want Ratso tonight. He's not even here, man. But thank you for harassing me. I so appreciate it. So I can hear you guys laughing, thinking this is hilarious. So, but I've got to roll the outro here in just seconds. So please consider joining me in the post show. And we've got some cool things coming up in that. Going to talk about the Boba Fett figure, show you a time lapse, open up that new classic 1966 Batman series book just shortly, briefly. We're going to talk about the post show and get you guys an opportunity to give some input into what you like to see in the post show. And the next week, more specifically about Ratso. And so stay tuned for that. That's at 5:15 if I get out of here in time to roll the outro and then roll the intro. I will be with you as close to 5:15 as I possibly can on the other live stream here on the Life Journey Productions channel. Okay. We want Ratso, laugh out loud. Thank you. Thank you for laughing with me, not laughing at me. Wow. 60 is the new 30. I think I'm going to agree with that. At least you have to think 30 if you're going to learn all this tech. Hey, David, I didn't see you. Thank you for saying hi, man. So, cool. So, really looking forward to having that Zoom call with you, FYI. Excited about talking photography. I don't get a chance to talk a lot about that, but I'm using it every week in still images and So I'm very excited that David's on with us. Go check out his channel. If you want to learn about cameras and see some great photography and see Australia at the same time when you can actually go outside there, David's the guy, and he has a great YouTube channel. I'm a subscriber. Just got 30 minutes warning for the post show. Yeah, that was back at 4:46. So there is a software that bypasses the Canon. We talked about that, and that is called the Canon 5D Mark. I didn't say it, so you can't do it. There's actually software, and I will do some research in that, and we'll touch base about that in the post show next week. I will be checking that out. That may save me having to buy another camera for right now. Are you guys hearing a ground hum? Let me know. That might be because of, let me do something here real quick. I'm pulling this wireless transmitter just in case that may have, that's the only thing different about tonight's show than normal. I think I've hit all the questions. I was just going back through here to make sure. Hi from Buffalo, South Carolina, from Stop and Think. Again, check out Tony's Quick Tech Solutions. He's got his new studio going up. He's been using a borrowed studio for a while. I'm sure that's exciting. I know what that's like. It's 1:05 a.m. Holy cow, Camille, thank you so much for joining us at 1:05 a.m. in the Netherlands. Appreciate it very much. That's cool. And Happy New Year's. And I think I have got all of the questions. If I missed your question, please put it down here again. 80, are you seriously 85 years old? Keith, I think I'm the oldest member. I'm 85. Wow, that's incredible. Congratulations on the wisdom that comes with that, because I can guarantee you that even though my brain doesn't work as good as it did when I was younger, I'm wiser when I do use it. It's hilarious. Okay, so low hum. That's the only thing left in the comments. Testing 1, 2. Yeah, I actually hear it. I don't know what it is. So might be just having issues with all the things that run into my laptop. Occasionally, if you don't keep a clean USB signal to the Rodecaster Pro, you can get sounds like that. I've had it before in recordings, and I did plug in that extra USB camera, and I have lots of things plugged in, so I apologize if that's going on in the audio. It'll probably be in my ISO recordings as well, so FYI. So, well, guys, I need to roll the outro video and get things ready for my next stream. The post show, I hope you guys will join me there. Again, Happy New Year. What an amazing 2022 we have in front of us. I hope you guys are ready for it. New technology, lots of new challenges that we're going to face that make us stronger, make us better, make us greater. So I hope you keep a positive heart, positive attitude, and that you take everything that you're learning, both in the technical side and the side, the day-to-day lives and overcoming challenges, you take that with you into 2022. And together, we're stronger than we are separate. So I love that we're joining together on Tuesday nights. I love that you guys may join me on other live streams throughout the weeks, and I see some of you there. I do that and consume those live streams as well. And so if you would like to know who those people are that I attend, you can ask me that in the post show. But until next week, Tuesday at 4 o'clock, live right here. And then the post show at 5:15 next week. I can't wait to see you. And if you join me tonight for the post show, then we'll see you in just a few minutes. Until then, till next week or till the post show, I'm Keith. This is Life Journey Production Studios, and I'll see you guys in the next video.